To me, Harriet Tubman was one of our nation's greatest heroes. She never stopped working to help people.
The Harriet Tubman Commemorative Coin Program rolled out earlier this year. The coin serves as a reminder of Tubman's unyielding courage, resilience, and dedication of freedom and equality.
The United States Mint worked closely with the Harriet Tubman Home and the National Underground Railroad Freedom Center. They helped us understand different critical moments in her life. On the gold coin, it was very important to our program liaisons that we depict faith at 12 o'clock because faith was a huge factor in the work that Harriet Tubman did in her life.
Creating hands and sculpture is very challenging in relief. Age, in this instance, was very important to the artist's vision in the design. That coin represents her in her later years in a rescue grasp with a young man's hands.
I really wanted to make the portrait stand out. That was my primary focus with this coin. Her in her 40s with still a very intense vision. Whatever age she was at, she had a determination that could be felt.
So you see on the silver reverse a depiction of the North Star as a group is traveling to their freedom.
The story I tried to tell was, at its core, about human connection and mutual aid. So I created a design that features hands that form a kind of human bridge over which the silhouettes of people travel to freedom.
I thoroughly enjoyed doing the hands. You know, interlocking hands are just so dynamic and so much fun to do. And anytime you do a silhouette, it's a little tricky, but it's a beautiful design. So I was quite honored to be chosen to do the sculpt on it.
The hands complete a narrative that begins on the obverse where young Harriet reaches out a hand to the viewer.
I was most eager to sculpt her portrait, to get a good likeness, extending her hand, inviting the viewer toward freedom. Of course, it's a very small portrait on a coin, so I tried to get a beautiful little portrait.
On the clad obverse, there's a depiction of Harriet Tubman during her time in the U.S. Civil War.
And during the war, she worked in several different capacities. She was a scout, she was a spy, she was a cook, and she also led a very important raid up the Combahee River in South Carolina. The fact that she just never seemed to be flustered in any way, no matter what capacity she was in. I tried to portray that in my design, looking at the viewer with a very confident look on her face.
When I was researching images for the design, I came upon a wood engraving that had been used in a newspaper article. It may be the only piece of art that featured her in that period of time. So it's absolutely the right moment in time, and it shows her in the environment that she was in, a Union campground with tents in the background. So I thought it was absolutely perfect to use.
It shows her being integral during the Civil War. You try to enhance certain areas of maybe her facial structure, right, and her hair, so that it doesn't get wiped out by the laser finish, because it is such a low relief coin.
I like all the images on the coin. It represents a powerful acknowledgement of the enduring legacy of African American women to the fabric of American society.
It was really an honor to design for the Harriet Tubman Commemorative Collection.
Harriet Tubman was an extremely brave and heroic person who helped so many people.
Harriet Tubman, to me, kind of represents the idea of freedom.
Just absolutely heroic, phenomenal individual.
She's really a model for all of us as American citizens on the best kind of person to be.
She had a passion that was undeniable, and I was hoping to capture that.
I have to thank the Mint for my opportunity to do this important commission.
That coin is a little mini monument. That's the power of what we do.